Hello and welcome. You're here with Brothers Forge Gaming. Right here we have a Mega Strike on the PlayStation 4. This is available as a download. I do want to say that I saw a limited run of this, possibly. I thought I saw a collector's box available, but I could have just been seeing ghosts. Anyhow, whether you guys are looking for a pretty fun game to play, Metroidvania style, kind of reminds you a little bit of Lost Vikings in a way, run and gun platform shooter right here. This is a pretty fun game to play, and you can also get yourself your next platinum trophy. In the store regularly, I want to say this game is it's a little bit more expensive than you'd expect out of an indie game, but you can catch it on a sale. I want to say I got it for $2.99 on sale. So whether you're dying to play this or you don't mind paying full price, go ahead and grab it up. It is a very fun game. I don't think you'd be disappointed in the least. But right now, what we're going to do, we're going to go over some trophy information. So those of you out there, that like that kind of thing, we're going to go over that, and then I'm going to go into some of the gameplay and keep it short and sweet. But most of the trophies on this game are going to come from boss fights. There are a few in-game purchases. I shouldn't say in-game purchases, like pay-to-win content. I'm saying from the vendors in the game. You buy a few items and a few upgrades. And then, like I said, the rest of these are going to come from boss fights. The two most difficult trophies to obtain on this one are going to be Loot Hoarder. Now, there are several levels of this. This is the top level. Loot Hoarder is open all chests in one playthrough. And same to say for Cubus, it's collect all the life cubes. Now, these aren't necessarily hidden, but there's also not a tracker that I know of. There is a map, but what I would do is I would recommend, if you are going to be playing through this, make sure, I'm going to load the maps on the screen here in a minute, and then you can take note of that, and then as you're going, make a mark somewhere when you got to come back, because it's the kind of game where you get powers, and then you got to go back to other areas that were locked previously, that kind of style game. So it's best to make notes, or I would recommend printing out a map and then marking it, and then the life cubes aren't overly difficult to find, but you do need to be looking as you're going around in the crevasses and the corners and whatnot as you're going through. You can kind of tell. Most of them are fairly obvious, others not so much. There are numerous different guides out there, though, walkthroughs on how to get all the cubes if you are having trouble. But I would recommend just using your best judgment, your best investigation skills, sniff out those hidden life gems. Alright, so as you can see, a lot of that's garbage time. I probably got this trophy in about 4 hours. I think I had to let this sit for a while the timer was ticking. So yeah, you could get this trophy pretty quick. You do get 3 different game files, which is always nice. Okay, so let's take a look at map number 1, Omega Citadel. This is the last door before we go into the big boss fights. We're not going to do that. When you beat the game, like a lot of games, it doesn't save the forward progress. There's not a new game plus, so this is what you get. So, oh yeah, okay, so we'll start here. Mega Citadel. So take a screenshot. These ones not as much, because I think once you get to this last part of the game, there are not any, as you can see, chests or gems. But see, on this screen, you can tell here, it does tell you how many are on the screen, which is nice. But again, it doesn't really tell you where they are. They're not showing up on the map anywhere. So what you could do is you could take a shot of this screen here and then mark on the map, do an overlay, whatever's good for you. And like a lot of games like this, like I mentioned, you're going forward, but you got to go back when you unlock different powers to get things. So that can make it difficult to remember. Especially this map was tough. It was a large map. There's a lot of, I shouldn't say a lot, but there were some little bit of hidden areas and different things that make it grinding through that part pretty tough, and you don't want to have to keep going back through it. But it does require you go back to it several times, and that does make it difficult to find where you're going. That was another tricky one. And then there's a glitch. I saw a map that there, you see the spot on there over on the left side upper corner there, kind of where it looks like I could have gone, and I don't know, I couldn't get that spot to come out. So I don't know if that's a glitch or not, but I have seen maps of this area that don't have that. You know, they have that covered in. So I don't know what's going on with that. Okay, so hopefully those maps are helpful to you. We're not going to go to the boss fight. So as you can see, we can switch the characters. I like this ninja guy. He can double jump, he can zoom, he's got the shotty. Probably one of my all-time favorite in-game weapons. It's hard to decide between the shotgun and the sniper rifle for my all-time favorites. What's your favorite all-time weapon to use? Or I should say gun. There are a lot of different weapons. Man, I'm taking some deeps here. Anyhow, as you can see, you get these different abilities. You use with different characters. I mentioned Lost Vikings at the top of this, but if you'd ever played Lost Vikings or any game like it, and then you got to switch between the different characters to go. You know, they all got different abilities. For some reason I can't grab that. You're supposed to be able to grab onto that. You know, you can shoot from up there. That's nice. I mean, yeah, you're looking at the basic gist of the game right here. You can jump, duck, dodge, dip, dive, all that. You can do it. Ah! A lot of it too, you can, you know, you can just mash. I believe the game is set up kind of speedrunny if you wanted to do it that way. I don't think there's a trophy for it or anything. No, there's not. None that require you getting the platinum anyhow. A lot of time that'll kill a game like this where you have to, you know, beat it without dying or beat it in a certain amount of time, or one I've been doing, and actually one I want to do next. I actually was doing it the other day. Was Siggy. It's a game on PlayStation. I was trying to do the platinum trophy guide on that, but you got to beat the game. Oh no! You got to beat the game in a certain amount of time at 100%. So in under a half hour to 100% is pretty tough to get that every time. I've tried it multiple times and only succeeded once. And then I tried to go make the video and 97%. I wasn't happy. Anyhow, oh yeah, so you get an item menu here. So here's a example of what I was talking about earlier. When you purchase from the shop, you can buy some of these abilities here. You can upgrade your weapons. Nothing overly necessary where you have to grind. I think I ended up with a lot of gold, extra gold that you don't need. There's also a meat market you can buy from. This is one of the trophies to eat the grand feast, and I believe maybe the chicken leg or the burger or something. This takes you back, emergency beacon and health kits. You can hold 8 of those, I want to say. So you get plenty of life restoration. This game isn't difficult by any means, really, but the hardest part, like I said, is getting the all the gems and chests. So we're gonna go back and take a look at the main town. Oh, he barks. Okay. Yes, I have actually. So yeah, you like it? Simple, sweet. Sells the finest meats in town. Well, yes, I would. Not a lot of options, but you do get some stuff there, and then. That's all they say, as far as I know. The bums gotta guard their fire. Snake Plissken! Check him out. And then, I can't think of what movie this guy's from. It's off the tip of my head here. So, anyhow. So, bought everything. You can always buy more beacons. And then this is the guy that's, Pilgrim. That's gotta be the clue right there. Is this supposed to be a Clint Eastwood character? Or John Wayne. How you doing, Pilgrim? Alright, so you need 4 life cubes. I believe I have every life cube in the game, max life. And then here's your helicopter pilot. And he takes you to the various different locations. So that's about all there is to be said about the game. Like I said, it's a relatively fun game. I mean, if you like this style of games, which it's hard not to. They're a lot of fun, not overly difficult, accessible to many different ability and skill levels, interest groups. And, you know, simple, it's fun. Oh, zombies. Gotta love it when you kill zombies with shotguns. So yeah, that's the basic look at it right here. If you're interested in getting this game, like I said, it's available on the PlayStation as a download. I would recommend this game, whether you are a trophy hunter, not a trophy hunter, you just want to play a fun game. You shouldn't be disappointed in this one. Oh man. Trying to find an example of where there was a hidden spot, but who knows where it went. So yeah, I think there was one right up, but like right here. So you can tell, so that's kind of the edge of the screen, but there's spots. So when you're going through, you'll notice like, oh, this area looks like it could go further over here, and you can actually use the map as well to locate that. You can be like, oh, this area looks like it could have something. Suspect area. Let me see. Oh, okay, and this is an example too of where like, oh, you got to come back to use this guy's ability to do that. Because you don't, you know, basically get stripped of all your powers at the beginning. I'm just not finding the spot. Yeah. Again, you gotta use that ability there, so I'm probably going the way it intended me to go. Because that is, I believe, one of the first abilities. Yeah, so see, I went probably to the first boss fight where you rescue somebody. But yeah, anyhow. Alright guys, well I hope you found another fun game to play. I hope this guide was helpful. We're Brothers Forge Gaming, and we'll see you on the next run.